I get to rebut myself, thanks. So let's talk about the NDP platform. On one hand, the NDs are saying, you know what, we're going to raise corporate taxes. But we're going to create more jobs in the province because we're going to build refineries. I can tell you right now that to raise corporate taxes would kill investment coming into the province of Alberta. I'm right now talking to 4 different companies that want to be involved in polypropylene business. And our competition is the southern states. We're dealing with Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, and these states want those refineries down there. So they are prepared to do whatever they can to make sure those refineries go down there. So we need to have low corporate taxes. We need to have a skilled workforce, which we do. So we're fighting against a workforce in the states that doesn't make as much money as we do moving forward. And also, you know, the whole issue about where you're going to build these refineries. You know, I've talked to a number of people that said, let's build more refineries. And I said, okay, well, how do we build it over here? Well, I don't want it to be close to my place, but I want a new refinery. So there's issues throughout the province of where we're going to build this, because nobody wants it in their backyard, but they all want to diversify the economy. So we can't increase corporate taxes because it will kill investment. For every percentage that you raise corporate tax, you're going to lose 9,000 jobs, and you could lose up to $6 billion in investment into the province. Those aren't my numbers, those are numbers that come out from Jack Mintz. When we look at the Wild Rose plan, you know, they talk about the finances being in the red. The fact of the matter is, we are the only province with no net debt. We have the best balance sheet in North America. And the reason that we came out with the budget we did is because we talked to economists and we talked to the banks, and they all were very clear. To cut too deep too quickly would put this province into recession. We weren't going to do that. To raise taxes or raise revenue too quickly, we would put the province in recession. We're not going to do that. So we came through with a plan that was balanced, and it keeps our spending in check, but it provides the core services that Albertans need in education, healthcare, and looking after our seniors programs.
Thank you very much. Stuart?
The Wild Rose Party is in favor of no tax increases. We have a good plan, and Robin is incorrect. Jack Mintz said the numbers in our plan add up, and we have a solid plan. In fact, Robin has had an opportunity to publicly discredit the Wild Rose plan in a debate with our Wild Rose expert, Derek Fildebrand, who worked for the Canadian Taxpayers Federation. So it's easy to throw around comments in a format like this when you're the Minister of Finance and you're dealing with Stuart Taylor, but when you have an opportunity to debate something with a party's financial expert and you throw away that opportunity, it's something completely different. Regarding, in my conclusion, I'll talk about what the Wild Rose plan is to reduce the budget. Regarding PC promises, according to the Edmonton Sun, they've promised about 120 schools in the province, or school rebuilds in the last few years. They've actually built one. They promised 140 family care facilities, and they've actually built one. In Edson, the Edson Hospitals made it through 4 election cycles. 2005, and this is the 5th. Robin Campbell sat here and said that in 2012, right here, it was going to be finished in 2014. Now, if we go with the reliability of these past promises with the current promises for this town, it'll be about 2030 or 2036 before you see some of these promises get built. The seniors facility or the aged Aiken School. And these things have been needed for a long period of time. This government's been here for 44 years. The Wild Rose is a very aggressive build program for schools. We'll honor the promises of the PC party, and we're going to spend about $2 billion building 50 schools. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
$2 billion. Did I say 1,000?
Yeah, that's it, right. Okay.
Next, the final speaker in the rebuttal is Eric.
Well, that's interesting. First of all, I'm going to rebut the Wild Rose. I certainly question their issues on infrastructure. I'm not sure exactly where they're gonna come up with the funding for that. They talk about good government. How can it be so good when a lot of them cross the floor in the House? And that was the biggest news that ever come out of for the Parliament at that time, was the fact that when they crossed the House, so much for the opposition, right? Did we hear anything from them as opposition party prior to that? Not much. So what did they oppose? Not much. So who were they supporting through the whole time? Obviously the PCs. They're in bed with them as far as we're concerned. When you look at the healthcare, you look at the education, you look at other things, they're in bed with them. So the only party that's really standing up to either one of them is the NDPs. We held them to issues. Now the PCs. Well, I recall in Hinton here just a little while ago, Mr. Campbell said to the crowd in Hinton about the dialysis machine was going to Hinton. Now he says it's going here. Well, where is it going? Obviously, he's telling you whatever you want to hear. That's good. And he keeps picking on us about jobs. Well, Alberta lost 14,000 jobs in February. You didn't hear a peep from them or from the Wild Rose. But that's acceptable. Good family paying jobs, gone. And he picks on us about our oil and everything. Well, we think that it should be processed here, not in Texas.
Thank you very much. There were a number of questions tonight. We were going to just allow you to go head on head with the candidates, but there was a change, last minute change, and the questions are allowed. But the first one I picked out of the basket was this one, and I'll read it to you because I think it's important that we do that. There are 2, 4, 6, 8. There's about 12 questions that are sitting on the table here, and while these fellows have been talking, I've been going through trying to put them together so that they're not too widespread apart as far as the information is concerned. But I read this one. Why is this not an open forum? Question mark. Questions arise at all times during the forum and should not be censored. Well, I guess these guys can censor each other if they chose, but there's not my intent to censor either one of them or to block any of them from saying what they want to say. So this says we all deserve to be heard and answered. For whoever wrote that, hopefully you will understand that we have questions. And if you have a problem with that, I would ask you to get a hold of these fellows afterwards and see if they agree with the fact that they've been censored.